Hi, this is Mark Smith. This video is a compilation of plays from the 9B state championship game between Colome and Sully Buttes on November 9, 2018. This was a very exciting game. Sully Buttes scored a 94-yard touchdown with less than a minute left to tie the game. Colome ended up beating Sully Buttes 48-42 in overtime. The crew was from the Riva Camp Crook Bison area. Scott Bessler, Jason Latham, Jim Wilkinson, Brock Bessler, Eric Sander, and Charles Verhulst. The clips will cover some penalty enforcements, rule enforcements, and some mechanics reminders. There are a lot of plays, so let's get to it. The first couple clips involve penalty enforcements. Play 1 has multiple fouls called on Colome. There's a defensive holding called on Colome number 80 at the 35-yard line. There's a defensive pass interference called on Colome number 32 at the 45-yard line. Both fouls were committed against Sully Buttes number 6. This was enforced properly, giving Sully Buttes the option of which penalty to accept. The DPI was the obvious penalty to enforce. The major issue with this play, though, is that the umpire called the DPI. There are some things the umpire should not do. Signal a touchdown, give a secret signal for a touchdown, blow the whistle at the end of the play, and make a pass interference call. The umpire is not really in a good place to see the action on the receiver. The clip with the referee's announcement is included.
On the down, we have holding defense and pass interference defense. Holding declined, pass interference accepted 15 yards. In the previous spot will result in a first down.
Oh, so we had holding on the...
Play 2 has a personal foul face mask being called by the line judge on a successful point after touchdown. The runner's face mask was grabbed and yanked, so it was a good call by the line judge. He was in a bit of an awkward position, which might have been alleviated had he moved further back from the pylon. There is a still photo showing the ensuing kickoff from ours 45-yard line after enforcement of the penalty. The referee's announcement is also included.
There was a foul on the defense, personal foul, face mask. The conversion was good. It'll be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
All right.
Play number 3 involves a scrimmage kick where the receiver called for a fair catch. Watching the play live, the question was whether there was kick-catching interference. The rules prohibit the kicking team from obstructing the receiving team's path to the ball. The call on the field was that there was no KCI. While there was nearly a collision between the receiver and the defender, it appears that the no call was a good call. Play 4 is another kicking play, this time an onside kick that was recovered by Team K. The recovery took place at about Team K's 48-yard line. This is a really good call by the line judge. A player on the kicking team, Sully Buttes number 23, slid right past the ball. Colome number 3 touches the ball at about the 49-yard line, which makes Team K's recovery good. Play 5 is the first of 2 fumble plays. On this play, the quarterback loses the ball in the end zone. It is ruled a fumble. When you look at the 2 views from the TV, it looks like the ball got knocked out of the quarterback's hand before he had started any throwing motion, so it's a good call. On a mechanics issue, the referee could have been farther away from the quarterback and back deeper in the end zone, which would have given him even a better view of the play. The last view stops the action just as the ball is knocked out of the quarterback's hand. Play number 6 is another fumble play. This was not called a fumble on the field. On replay, the ball is clearly out before the runner hits the ground and should have been called a fumble, which was immediately recovered by the defense. On this play, the head linesman made the call that the runner was down. He didn't really have a very good view of whether the ball was out before the runner was down. Players will often give officials cues on what has happened on a bang-bang play. Sully Buttes number 52, the runner who was fumbled the ball, gives a big cue at the end of the play. He knew he had fumbled the ball. Play 7 is the first of several pass plays of interest. On this pass play, the Sully Buttes quarterback is under pressure. He throws the ball, and Colome number 80 tips the pass. Sully Buttes number 54, who started the play at right guard, grabs the ball and gains about 20 yards on a 4th and 25 play. When the ball is tipped by Team B, all of Team A's players, including initially ineligible receivers, become eligible. This is a legal catch and run. On play 8, intentional grounding was called. The Sully Buttes quarterback was under duress and threw the ball away to save yardage. The only two offensive players anywhere near the pass were the center and right guard. Although you can't see it on this video, the referee dropped the beanbag at the spot where the quarterback threw the pass. The referee and line judge conferred, as is shown in the still picture. The referee then threw the flag for intentional grounding. His announcement is included with this clip.
Intentional grounding on the offense. 5 yards to spot a foul. Includes loss of down.
Play 9 is another pass play. The Sully Buttes quarterback spikes the ball to get the clock stopped near the end of regulation play. A spike is allowed if there is a hand-to-hand snap, which was the case here. The spike must also be immediate, which means that the spike must happen right after the quarterback receives the snap. The quarterback is allowed to take a quick step back before spiking the ball. This spike is probably on the top edge of being immediate. Play 10 is an interception where the momentum exception comes into play. The ball is intercepted and the player who intercepted the ball goes out of bounds in the end zone. Initially, the line judge indicates that this is a touchback. After discussion by the crew, it is determined that the defender had possession of the ball at the 1 yard line, so the result of the play was corrected so that Team B got the ball 1st and 10 at their 1 yard line. This was a good job of crew communication that ended up with the correct result. Mechanics-wise, when the momentum exception applies, the covering official should drop a beanbag to mark the spot. The referee's announcement to clarify the ruling is also included.
We have an interception. Momentum effect went into momentum rule went into effect at the 1 yard line. Be 1st and 10 from the 1 yard line for Colome.
Plays 11 and 12 were consecutive plays in the third quarter. In play number 11, Sully Buttes number 25 is called for a defensive pass interference on a bang-bang play on a slant pattern by the receiver. In play number 12, the same two players were involved in a pass along the sideline. Sully Buttes number 25 plays as close to a defensive pass interference as is possible without committing a foul. It looks like a great defensive play. This video ends with 5 mechanics clips. In play number 13, the head linesman is in a tough spot. His key is Colome number 13, the inside of 3 receivers on the left. He is not pressed and runs a short route to the sideline. The quarterback scrambles and runs to the head linesman's sideline. The head linesman leaves the line of scrimmage and is 8 yards downfield as the quarterback gets to the sideline, and is 5 yards past where the quarterback goes out of bounds. The head linesman did not need to release downfield so early. Had he waited, he could have covered this play with little or no drama. In play number 14, the line judge is in a tough spot. The snap is at Team B's 12-yard line, 1st and 10. The back judge is on the end line, so the line judge and the head linesman have the goal line. The play looks to be a pass, but the quarterback runs the ball to the line judge's sideline and goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Once the runner is at the 10-yard line, the line judge should start moving with a purpose towards the goal line, and once he's at the goal line, should move back away from the pylon. If the play ends short of the goal line, like it did here, the line judge can simply move up the sideline to the forward progress spot. Play number 15 is just a reminder that when the ball is snapped at the 5-yard line and in, the wings need to move at the snap to the goal line and then back from the pylon, and then work back, if necessary, to the forward progress spot. Make sure to clear out the sidelines before this play. Play number 16. On this play to the head linesman sideline, when the runner goes out of bounds, this is when the head linesman needs to work hard at dead ball officiating. The runner and the tackler are behind the head linesman out of bounds. The runner is in the opposing team's bench area. The head linesman needs to turn around and keep his eyes on the players out of bounds. The last clip is play number 17 and is another play involving a runner out of bounds. The quarterback goes out of bounds in the opponent's bench area. It is better practice for the wing official to turn around and follow the player into the bench area and then to escort the player back onto the field. If you have any questions about these plays, or if you have any questions about other plays from this game, you can contact me at this email or phone number.